Hey, and welcome to Country Life Natural Foods. My name is Isaac, and today we're making one of America's favorite comfort dishes, creamy vegan potato cheese soup. Now, if this is one of your favorites, you're in for a treat. It's delicious. Now, I know some of you guys may have loved potato cheese soup. I know I love potato cheese soup. It was one of my favorites, but giving up cheese, it's like, what do you do? Well, now, because of Country Life, we've got our Instant Vegan Cheez. We're able to make something that I know a lot of you guys like. Hey, creamy, cheesy potato soup is a comfort for many, and I know it was for me, so I look forward to sharing this with you guys. The recipes are simple. All you need is our instant mix. You just need a little bit of salt of your choice. I'll probably use about a half a tablespoon, but we'll see when we get there. 1 can of coconut milk. I've chosen to use unsweetened coconut milk. And if you read on the instructions for the cheese, it asks, you have the option to drizzle a little bit of olive oil. And so I'm gonna go ahead and choose to opt in and do that. So I'm gonna use a little bit of olive oil with the cheese when we get to making that. I'll show you how that's done as well. So to start, we'll just take our potatoes and wash them. And you just want to cut these down into small sizes so that they boil faster. We've already got water boiling on the stove. I remember in my childhood, I've actually grown potatoes in San Diego. When I first moved to America from Jamaica, we grew potatoes in our backyard in our apartment complex. That was the first time I had experience. Actually, I remember even growing food. I thought it would be the easiest one to do because potatoes are, yeah, they're pretty easy. All right, well, we're about to move over to the next step and get the cheese ready for the potatoes. So let's head on over to the stovetop. So a little trick, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know, is while water is boiling, you add a little salt to it and it gets it to cook a little faster. So while these potatoes are cooking, we want to add some salt in there. We're going to strain off the water afterwards, and you won't need to save any of the water unless you'd like to use it for gardening or anything like that when it cools down. That's something you can do, but apart from that, just wanted to add some salt so the potatoes cook a little faster. Hey there, so our potatoes are done now, and we're gonna go ahead and take these off the flame and strain them. The Swiss, at the beginning of their week, all the potatoes that they generally use for the week, they'll go ahead and cook them, and that way your cook time will be a whole lot easier. So that's something you guys can do too. Yeah, so while the potatoes are resting, I'm gonna go ahead and add the coconut milk to the potatoes. And then while that's sitting there, I'll cook the cheese sauce and add that in as well. So you'll see. All right, so as you see, that's separated. So I'm gonna get a little spoon. While that's there waiting, the instructions for the Instant Vegan Cheez are very simple. Simply, you just get 2 cups of water. Here's 1 cup of water. Here's the 2nd cup of water. Then ask for 1 1/4 cup of the cheese mix. So wait for this to heat up a little bit. It's getting warmed up now. So one thing I was actually really happy about with the Instant Vegan Cheez mix was how I don't have to add any seasonings to this recipe. I don't know if you've caught on or realized, but the only thing that we've added so far has been salt to the water. So this is now cooking, so I need to stir it. But yeah, I was really happy about that, where I was thinking to myself, I wanted to add onions to this, and I wanted to add garlic, and I wanted to add, you know, all other seasonings. But after just adding the cheese and adding some salt, I was so happy with the flavor. I was like, this is impressive for not needing to add anything else. So let's go ahead and keep stirring that while that thickens. So that's about the consistency that I want to be right here. So the next step is going to be to get the immersion blender, and we're going to combine these two. So I'm just going to put it in one pot. Now, of course, you can make this to whatever texture that your family likes the best. Some people like their soup really, really thick and chunky. Some people like their soup really, really smooth and creamy. So whatever you guys like is where you can take it. So I'm not going to force you guys to follow it. All right, that's about where I'm going to take it. I see that there's no more solid potatoes left. Just gonna go ahead and just give it a little sample here. It's amazing. And it's so simple. You know, probably I'll let people salt it to their own taste. For me personally, I would add a little more salt, but that's all it would need. It's amazing that just a few simple ingredients could make something that tastes so good, so easy. All right, we're just about done. It's time to share it out with my friends, so let's go ahead and give it to everybody. Hope they like it. So we've got to the end here. Actually, I forgot one step while I was making the dish. I forgot to put the olive oil into the cheese while it was cooking. So what I'll do is I'm just gonna add a tiny little drizzle of olive oil here on top to the soup, and I'm gonna add in some chives for garnish. So chives as a garnish, and I'm gonna stir that in, that oil, and serve. As you can see, it's a very thick soup. It's not a there's two different types of soup. There's clear soups and there's thick soups. This is a very thick, heavy consistency soup. So we'll go right there. And then I'll try some. See how it goes, how it is. Like I said, it's just absolutely delicious. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us in this cooking recipe. You know, again, one of the things that we really focus on here at Country Life is making healthy foods simple and making them easy and accessible. As you saw with our Instant Vegan Cheez mix, all it took was potatoes, the cheese mix, and a little bit of salt and oil, and you're able to have your favorite comfort food at home. It only took 20 minutes of cook time to prepare the potatoes, but apart from that, within a half hour, you can have your favorite dish like that you're used to eating your whole life. So being vegan doesn't have to be difficult, doesn't have to be hard, and eating healthy doesn't have to be boring. So we're happy that at Country Life we can help bring some value and make something easier, accessible for you guys as well. So I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my soup. Let us know in the comments below how it turned out for you. Thanks.